I can't be late for my own live stream. I'd wait for the other live stream to stop before I could start this live stream. How am I late? There was a live stream on Patreon that I was in. Sorry. Hey, Aid, and Rachel, and Ted, and everybody. Chipper gonna lurk in this one too. Hey, Carol. Heard it rained up north, Carol. Did y'all get flooded out or what? No, I just think it's weird they put that milk plant in there at Littlefield and covered, I don't know, 100 acres with black plastic, and now the storms part like the Red Sea, just like they would at on that tarmac out at Rye or Reese in Lubbock. Cool. In Western New York, the part that's like on the lake or whatever. Is Western New York the same as upstate New York? Hey, Mark's here. Anyhow, I can turn the camera on. I was just started the stream without it for reasons unbeknownst to me, actually, even. Then I can't tell whose wrench is in here and who's not. Y'all bear with me just a minute. I got to make sure my dog is not fighting with the other dogs over something important. Ow. That only hurt a lot. Oh. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Anyhow, in case y'all don't know, you weren't over there, blah, blah. Step One Survival's channel has been put in YouTube jail or whatever for a few more days. So if he's not replying to your comments or whatever, calm down. He can't comment or post or anything like that. So, hey, Billy. Okay. I destroyed my diet today. We won't talk about that because we don't want to be judgy. We don't want to be judgmental people. Can't see anything. My glasses are filthy. Ordinarily, I just wear them around either my wife or my daughter, and they get annoyed, and then they clean them for me. This was not happening today for whatever reason. Maybe they're trying to make me grow up. Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, yes, Rachel, it can. I'm not going to confess to eating that many cinnamon rolls, though. Well, I bought enough for me and the missus to have all weekend, and, well, we're out. And she had two. Like I'm going to break into tears because I broke my diet. You know, Weight Watchers can sue me. Anyway. Oh, wait a minute. I asked a question. He answered. Hold on. I got to read this. Upstate is much more north and about 3 hours north of me in around that mountain area. Farm country, third capital of milk production. Oh, okay. And my brother lived in upstate New York for a while, and I always wanted to go to upstate New York. I never made it. It's hard to believe that there's actually rural areas in New Jersey, or there were back then. I don't know if there still are. It didn't take as long to get from one side of Houston to the other side. It takes a really long time now. Yeah, he's been playing around with that for a while. It's he hadn't put anything new on Rum. That live stream was through Patreon. It was unlisted. If you're not a patron, he's not. He's just going to do stuff on Patreon right now. So there you go. The end. He's got people trolling his channel again, which, we really should pray for trolls, because if you study the condition, which it is a condition that these people they have to live with it. It's actually very sad. There are all kinds of things that have to go on in the background of somebody else's or in somebody's personality with their mental health, with all kinds of things, for them to be the kind of person that does that kind of junk. And they really do deserve pity. So instead of cussing at your trolls, be kind to them and pray for them, because they're really, really, really sad people, and they need the prayers. The end. So, but anyway, yeah. Oh, hey, SOS, which is RUM. But he, for trying to put stuff out there that people can actually use. People go through, they watch your video, they report it. They say it did this and this and this, and then they have to do something, and then yada yada yada. I've had several videos deleted, and I've had to delete probably. I should have kept count of them. In the past 8 months, I've deleted 8 or 9 videos. I'll go ahead and I'll raise a stink over it, and if I win, I'll leave them. If not, I just take them down. I mean, what are you gonna do? Are we still talking about milk? Hey, Buzzer Juice, come in. Hey, and BA, Sippy, and if y'all still in here, serious. When I was looking for a 4-door truck back when the kids were little, I spent a lot of time on the fleet truck sales, and I would go to the auctions and stuff, and I picked up a 96. It was a 4-door 3500 with a V8 in it. It was only a 350. It was automatic. It was a 1-ton truck, but it got like 20 miles to the gallon. It wasn't 4-wheel drive though, but I could put my entire family in that truck, and it was had a full 8-foot bed on it, and I think I paid $3,200 for it. So it's just an option. It's a place to look. I'm not. A friend of mine, he just bought 3 trucks from one that they wholesaled at I think one wholesaled at 21, one wholesaled at 18, and the other one was somewhere in there. He picked all of them up at the sale for, I think he got one of them for 10 and the other 2 for 12. So they were repos or whatever. I mean, yeah, you have to have cash, but still, I mean, the one truck only had like 20,000 miles on it.
Maybe. So what's that heck? Every time I say hello, click. Hello, click. Oh, okay. Well, I love you. Be good. Bye.
What was that about?
He kept trying to call and he kept dropping the call. He finally got it to go through, and they're like, "Rack up."
Oh man, that's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they got all that other stuff out of the way. Maybe it'll get better now. Anyways, yeah, it's not that hard to get put in YouTube jail. So, just bear that in mind. And he wanted everybody to know that he's a BA, and then wanted everybody to know he's not like being wasn't trying to be rude or leave anybody stuck out. He could not communicate with you because he was in. He's locked out of his stuff, which I've managed to dodge that so far. Everybody's saying hello. They heard your voice. It never occurred to me that there would be Taco Bell in Great Britain. Of all the things to make it off of our shore onto another continent, Taco Bell had to be it. Taco Bell and McDonald's. That's one way to do it. There you go. We have, what do we got? We got Taco Bell, Taco Bueno, Taco Villa. Is there already, did I already say Bueno Taco? We got Casa del Taco, and we got taco stores.
If you want to call those tacos.
Yeah, if you want to call those tacos and burritos. Well, I can't eat a Taco Villa tacos. They would actually be really good if they would just toast the tortillas. I mean, why would you give somebody an untoasted tortilla like Taco Bell does? I mean, y'all do realize y'all are eating raw flour, right? Well, they don't cook them all the way, though. Now, we used to eat at Taco John's, but it's because it tasted like real food. I think KFC went international, too. I love KFC, man. Now I wouldn't know what Chipotle's food tasted like. I don't go to Chili's. Won't eat at Olive Gardens. I'm not throwing my money away at another Texas Roadhouse either. I mean, it's nice. The atmosphere is really great and all that stuff, but the food's really not that good. It's not. I would rather have good food in plain atmosphere than mediocre food in a good atmosphere. We have a restaurant here that's got a really nice atmosphere. It's just their food sucks. So why bother? I eat at Cracker Barrel when other people want to eat at Cracker Barrel. That's it. I don't seek out a Cracker Barrel. I don't consider Cracker Barrel being a treat. It's overpriced cafe food. You know, if their prices were half what they charge, maybe. Then again, I'm pretty old school on food. That one place in Fort Worth, I mean, the food is really, really good. But yeah, do not charge me money to pay my. I mean, so you can do not charge me money so you can stay open. It's just, I mean. Hey, shalom back at you, brother. Or yeah, NF and W. Well, it is really, really hard to cook for 2 people. It just is. If you're doing fresh vegetables or, making a stir fry or doing a steak and potatoes deal or whatever, yeah. But food for 2 is a pain. But yeah, it is, Carol. But believe it or not, cooking for 1 is easier than cooking for 2. Because if I'm just cooking for me, I can make a skillet meal that fast. But it's not necessarily going to be healthy or a balanced meal. But okay, baby. I don't know if I'm going to do a marathon live tonight or not. We'll have to see how I feel. Was outside in the weeds and my cough is, well, it's being more fun. Dioris, hello. Welcome to the chat. And thank you. Let me blind you real quick. Man, I was going to put this as, what do you call it? Where you click the monetize things or whatever. I was going to put it at, where we could talk about current events. We'll keep this one going for a while or whatever. And then I may jump over and go to Wes S the real one. We can talk about some current events over there. I don't want to. We're not going to talk about it without me actually doing the paperwork the right way before I do the live stream because, don't want to wind up in jail. I'd just like to point out that they are trying to empty out a lot of prisons, a lot of federal prisons. They're not planning on tearing them down. Remember that, folks. Who, what, Wimmer? Hey, Riley. No, I haven't worked on my fishing gear yet. Billy, the other stuff going on. Don't know. NF and W. does make you feel, or it makes me wonder. Yeah, that's something else we can talk about in the other one. I figure another 15 or so minutes and the room will start filling up with more people. Had a back to having scheduling issues on Saturday night with other people in the same orbit of listeners or viewers, I guess. So no armor plated rats here lately. Uh, yeah, all of the new school buildings have been, if you've had within the past 15 years, if you've had a school building built in your area, I just drive by and take a look at it. Trust me. Things are just getting a little different. I read a paper on the basically the history of the Free State of Israel. And, well, I can't find that. I have it in my favorites, but it pulls up a 404 now, which annoys me. Because it was kind of an unbiased look. Actually, it was a very unbiased look. Cool, Carol. About the whole, how things have gone since the 60s with all the pushing back and forth and what's going on now. Well, not what's going on now, but what was going on. The paper I read it was the early 2000s. It had been around 2007 or something. I say early, maybe it's mid 2000s. And did not get good news. Anyway, Israel has tried more than once to give the Palestinians their own piece of property. Just everybody has to, all of the surrounding countries, all they have to do is acknowledge Israel's right to exist. They all refuse. All of them. So Israel's trying. So guess whose side I'm on? Well, that's not good. Are they gonna do chemo or anything? I've actually watched that, Ted. Yeah. I've actually watched a lot of videos. Little kids over there in Europe, they like to be bossy. They think it's all little girls. I always think that. I think they get it from their moms. Um, I think it's highly possible thus is the case. That's one way to do it, I guess. This is, yeah, we'll keep bringing them or lifting up in prayer. That's all I can do. But this is not something I feel comfortable speaking about publicly because my views on are all personal and on that. And well, I'm a heartless bastard, especially when it comes to me. So, me personally, I don't want them cutting parts of me off just to buy me a year here or a year there. So. I want all of it in the same box. And we will definitely do that because I mean I know what it's like to lose people from it. I spent more than a little bit of time scared to death I was going to lose my son to it, and you know, in the end of it all, that will probably be what gets him. But the doctor seems to think he'll be in his 60s if he's really lucky, or well, no, not really lucky, but. The doctor believes that he will get to see his grandkids. So that's good. I used to be a very empathetic person. Um, that'll get you in trouble. In empathizing with somebody is healthy, which is a little different than being empathetic, where you empathize with everybody, where you actually feel what other people are feeling. That doesn't do anybody good. No, you can care about somebody without empathizing for them. I mean, I feel empathy for the plight of online trolls, but you know, I'm not going to open a halfway house for recovering online trolls. Care is a verb. All right, Betty, have a good night. I don't know, Ruthless. Are you an online troll that goes around trying to mess up people's?
Why would you ask if a halfway house?
Because it's for online. I brought up a halfway house for online trolls. Okay, we got to figure out some way to get this live stream over onto a positive note, or there's no reason to have it. No, do you have your volume on? I actually didn't have mine going because it's actually cool in here too. So I bet you it's freezing in yonder. I got some fat wood in the mail and some stuff to repair my fishing poles. And a solitaire game. I got this as a mail call too. This is from Smoking Locust. It only took me 2 days to figure out how to play it. There's instructions on the back of the box, but they're not really all that. Well, okay. So I read it again, and that makes sense, but it didn't make sense the first couple times. What'd you ever say? Okay. Chipper, that'll work.
Marianne.
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 Marianne. What is staff week at BTSR for? It's so you can
Work.
actually it's
So you get stuff ready.
you've got to get all your training and all that stuff out of the way. If you don't get all of your training and your certificates and stuff beforehand, you can go there and do that on staff week. If you've got all your stuff out of the way, which had been my plan, then you can do whatever. But I actually, as it stands right now, I will not know until Monday whether or not I actually get to be staff there. So maybe later than Monday. So I believe I said hi to Vanessa, but Oh, Marianne or Jen? Yeah, Marianne, definitely. Man.
Why would you choose to leave that island? You have food and you have to deal with the rest of the idiots.
It was a prepper's paradise. There was an endless supply of bananas and coconuts. They had raw minerals like copper and iron ore and magnets and all kinds of stuff. They had freshwater fish in the lagoon or whatever that was, and endless supply of bamboo, and it was like just the perfect place to be. Well, Roy, you're gonna have to go with what they're telling you, man. This I'm not an expert at BTSR. I'm not a executive or anything. I'm not a council executive or whatever the Boy Scouts are telling you, that's what you need to go off of. And if they're telling you got to have this and this and this, then you're going to have to get it handled. It's either you're going to step up this. If you're going to go to camp as staff, you are stating that you are responsible enough to work. And so hand holding's over with. That's just me. That's why I would be out in the hot back country. I couldn't be like staff right there at the deal. Like there's no way I'd work at the pool. Um, they always had this cut bamboo and stuff, but I don't know, did they have tool? I didn't watch Gilligan's Island, people. I had way better things to do in my life than watch Gilligan's Island. I watched it every once in a while when there was absolutely nothing else on. I could not stand that show. I was like, there's no freaking way. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I'm too intelligent to watch Gilligan's Island. Okay. And Gilligan wasn't funny.
It was a sitcom, basically.
Yeah. And it wasn't funny. I mean, my favorite character on there was the rich lady. In who? Yeah, Mrs. Howell. Mrs. Howell. I like Mrs. Howell. Mrs. Howell had everybody fooled. Everybody thought she was an airhead, and she was not. Everybody else at the house watched it, so I had to sit there a lot, but I didn't pay that close attention. I never could figure out what the big fuss was about on Ginger. Anyway, I was like, you look at her and you tell if she came out of the shower and put a towel on, it better be a pretty towel because from the shoulders up, she was going to be hideous. The end. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee and I'm going to come back and we're going to get this into a positive note. We're going to be positive about the rest of the evening just cause. You're right back.
watch TV and get something educational or something, yeah, that's just like to watch.
Yeah. You can pick up all kinds of new ways to lie if you watch Bill Nye. Nah, it's honestly quite hard to be. Oh, man, we can talk about this. This is something we can talk about, and doesn't matter if I'm positive when I'm speaking about it or not. People. Rich bankers and oil moguls and leaders or owners of entire countries are getting together and backing Bitcoin now. What does that tell you about Bitcoin? They want you to take your real money, your real fiat currency, and invest it in something that has no physical existence. Which they will be holding your money for. You will be a depositor in their bank.
But their bank account grows, so it's good.
Their bank account will grow like insane. All these people, well, Bitcoin's worth $100,000 or whatever. Should have bought it when it was. The guy that come up with the Bitcoin, yeah, he put $1,000 out there, and each coin, each one of those $1,000, or each dime in that $1,000 you put out as a coin, and then you got people to start investing and buying them, and then I don't want to. I'll tell you what, I'll sell you half of my Bitcoin, and then next thing you know, everybody's buying all these little bits of digital information that originally had $1,000 value, and I don't know this. I wasn't there. I don't know how many. I don't know how it started. I don't know nothing about it. I do know how it works. It's Bitcoins are not real money. Case it's dead. So yeah, don't. There's a new one out there. Was it 40 cent Bitcoin? That's something that comes across in my ads all the time now. The German government is backing one of the new Bitcoins. Seriously. If you've got Bitcoin, if you're listening to this and you have Bitcoin, sell that crap. But tell them when you sell it, you want money deposited into your PayPal for the value of your holdings. And then go out and buy, depending on how many Bitcoin you had, I guess. Go out and buy a piece of property. Real property. not. Oh, there she is. Hey, Billy Bird. Anyway, I can kind of see silver and gold coins. Not too big on the bullion stuff. That's far. I mean, there's no. If we switch to a one world currency, which will be a credit system, which would have to be backed by a World Bank, blah blah blah. Which only works in a socialist or communist environment. You can't have free trade, free enterprise, free capitalism type stuff with a universal currency where there is one particular banking system in charge of that money. Because then somebody would actually own the money. And if you own the money, then you're just taking money away from yourself. You're not gaining from the work being done with your money. Does that make sense? So, yeah. And in a situation like that, then you're not going to be allowed to own gold or silver and use it for doing business. Well, you can be able to own it. You just won't be able to use it for whatever. You know, you can trade somebody your Ford pickup for their John Deere tractor, in theory. Maybe. Where is Dad on YouTube? He doesn't come in my live stream anymore. Yeah. I would actually like to see in Fort Knox. I don't think there's any gold in there. I don't think there's any gold in there. I don't know where it went, but I don't think it's in there. I mean, come on, there's places in Alaska and Canada and stuff that you can pan an ounce of gold out in a week. So, $1,600 a week. That's not bad money. It's a lot of work. Okay, that's it. What the hell kind of comment is that? Well,
Yeah. Big book for cows, yeah.
why am I getting a notification for my own live stream? This is annoying. I haven't actually, other than we bought some more um, what do you call that? Long-term storage, freeze-dried food or whatever. And Billy, I'm sorry, this is the third time you've insulted me and my wife in such a manner. Goodbye.
Crude.
Well, there's crude, and then there's,
Yeah, but she does it because she.
well, well, now we know where my limit is.
I just don't under. I mean, if she wants to be the center of attention, get your own channel. Basically, I mean.
Yeah. And exactly, Uman. I mean, you try and, oh, there's another one that I hope doesn't start coming around anymore either. Well, I can do this all night long. We are sitting on the precipice as a civilization to fall. There are religious zealots launching thousands of deadly flying explosives at civilians who have a volunteer army in possession of nuclear weapons, who are surrounded by countries that want them as a race dead. That particular region supplies, was it 60% of the world's energy needs? And that's the best you got. I don't think it did. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah, I did. My bad.
No, I did.
Oh. No, apparently not turning, because I'm assuming you were in support of insulting my oiled hair. I pray all day on the Sabbath, and I put oil in my hair on Friday night, and it doesn't come out until Sunday. That's none of anybody's damn business. And I explained why before it happened. And whether you use all the letters or not, the word is the same. You don't have to get it past the algorithm. You have to get it past the Reverend Wesley P. Me. This is a G-rated channel. Coming out of your mouth is one thing. Actually deliberately typing it is something completely different. This conversation's over. We can move on, or you can move on.
When does the UK decide about opening or not?
Yeah, Aid, when do you have any more what do you call it? Info on when and if and whatever the borders come crashing down or whatever? Apparently, like the summer whatever sports and stuff had their grand opening or whatever today for where the missus was, and she went down there and was going to do this stuff, and well, it didn't work because everybody was busy. Now I wish I could go hog hunting. My dog had puppies, and then, well, they didn't make it. So I'm sad there too, because she's wondering. This is the first time she's ever actually delivered puppies, and I didn't get to play with a single puppy. Just haul off dead puppy carcasses. That was it. It sounded exactly like her. And we'll just do that. So, final warning. She had him in a where she chose to nest to have her pups was cramped, and I think she was crushing them going in and out. Hey, Steve. So yeah. Yeah, that one I'll make that one public on YouTube probably after tomorrow sometime. I'm editing the one for after we make it to the Gulf or whatever, and when I get it ready to upload, it's going to be pretty long. Whenever I get it up, I'll make the other one public for YouTube. My Patreon channel, I had to choose to make it a crowdfunding channel, which basically, instead of paying me for to join my YouTube channel, you just do the Patreon, and because you support my channel financially, I try to be nice to you. If I offer you anything for being on Patreon, then I have to charge you sales tax. But if you just go over there and do Patreon stuff, then just because you like my channel, then I can just give you stuff over there. Does that make sense? So I just give you stuff over there. Depends. Hogging can be kind of area specific. I have a friend, when he goes hogging, he doesn't take a gun. And I'm not going to do that. So I don't go hogging. No. Hold on one second. Sorry. Had some stuff I had to discuss with the missus. Ha ha ha, Chipper. Hold now the same guy that does the going after the hogs with the dogs and the knife, he used to work for the Fish and Game, and he rode in the passenger side of a helicopter with a 12 gauge. He liked that job. He said that was fun. The Parks and Wildlife or whatever bought all the ammo. He just had to shoot hogs. Hey, Will. My dog does not like the lawnmower. Or well, actually, I think she does like the lawnmower. She thinks it's fun. Anna's probably still recuperating. I just had to guess. And of course, there, whenever Billy Bird Outdoors asks you or whatever, the answer is yes. She was just no shadow banding to it. So yeah.
What is that?
Oh no! It's just it's a Bones coffee mug. No, it's not from the whatever, the tavern or whatever. Yeah, it's a long story. You can call me tomorrow or something. It's Mrs. West has been wanting to do it a while. So well, Riley, yeah, you should have been here. We're not going back to it. You might want to go back and listen to where I told people we're going to drop that discussion. And there was one that didn't. Anyway, so now we're talking about other things.
Did they ever answer you? Did I miss it?
Did you ever answer us about whether or not they were going to let you travel? Let me scroll back up and see if we missed it. No, I haven't. If I do where I set the box down, it would make it easier to play with that. I didn't lose it. Just set it down some weird place. Pretty sure that's it right there. I collected this myself so I could do a video about it. I haven't done it yet. This is juniper bark. This stuff will go up almost as good as fat wood will. If this room ever caught on fire, it would be really hard to explain to the insurance company why it went up so fast. They would be like, well, it was like There were all these accelerants in there. What happened? And we're going to play this game all night.
That's what I was talking about, Rachel. He's got several accounts.
And actually, the one I just timed out.
Well, I'm not gonna play that.
Okay.
You won't be a douche-waffle, go do it on your own channel.
Yeah, there's that. And we already went over the whole, how I feel about trolls. I really wish I knew your given name. Your real, your true, your for the really real's given name. But I will be praying for you. I hope nobody's trying to get hold of me on my phone. Turn it back on. Unless people start doing something silly like blowing my phone up while I'm on live stream. That sounded like Sadie. But she can wait to come in just like Mitzi. This weather is freaking me out. It should not be this cool. Yeah, I asked him about the cattle business last time. He didn't tell me.
They'll be the ones hiding in the corner begging for food, saying, "Oh, stuck your big toe for the food."
Am I missing some of the chat or something? Oh. Not a lot in FW. Not a lot. We actually picked this part of the world because of the whole fear of an ice age or whatever, and then we were like, okay, well, we missed that one after 3 years of the most insanely hot summers we'd ever felt in our lives. Actually, that's not true either, though. What was it? 98, 99, 2000. They were all pretty rough, too.
Prices are down and fees through the roof, yeah.
Well, yeah, I would have. Well, I guess you do have to supplement down there, don't you? I think you'd be doing okay with the grass, but if I don't know how many acres you're running or whatever, and the number of acres you got up there or over there compared to the number of acres you have to have, the number of acres you can run or cows on. If you tried running that many cows on that many acres,
intensity is different.
The what?
The degree of intensity. What he can run up there on the same acre is not what we can run on an acre here.
Right. What she
The degree of intensity.
You quit talking educated words to me.
Stop.
It's just that it's like, it's really not that complicated, husband. It's once you just have to move past the big red book and you'll be fine. So yeah, there's that.
It's just part of my job is to decide if someone gets ag valuation or not, and so I know how many cows they are supposed to be out there on that acre.
Yep. I can look out in the field and tell you whether they planted cotton or hay or something. Does that make me smart? Except this guy, he cut the rows like he's going to do cotton, but then the beds looks like he planted Sudan. So I don't know what he's doing. But if it was me and the price of feed was way up, I would probably put the hay in myself. But hey, that's just me. Yeah, it's dry down over there. It really is. And they need some of the springs and stuff in the mountains have dried up. They need to fix that. So close enough. It's after the hour mark. See, I would think with the rain and stuff, if you weren't over pasturing, you would have you'd have enough feed for your cattle, and you wouldn't have to supplement with the feed. You know, but if you're pushing, if you're trying to get them from the pasture to the table, and you're not looking at selling them to some, I don't know if y'all have feedlots over there. I don't know if y'all do y'all run? Do they have feedlots in that part of the world? I know here that's how we do it. We bring them in off the grass and we put them in feedlots. They pack the market with dead animals first of the year, and well, yeah, and then everybody had to hold on to their animals because they couldn't get them to market. And now that the markets are opening back up, there's too many animals going to market. There's an overabundance of supply, which is not being reflected at the grocery store. Yeah, he's running 400 head at Pecos. He's got to have, that's 4,000 acres. Or maybe two if he's running. He might be able to get bulk pellets down there. I don't know. Now there's land for sale down there at Pecos, but I just don't want. I mean, that's like literal desert. So yeah, I'm not interested. And they're fixing to put in wind farms all over that part of the world. Like, I mean, they're going to start dozing the sides of those mountains down there and putting windmills on the tops of all of them.
He probably figures if he quits, then he quits.
Well,
No, he was saying he needs to quit. He can hardly walk, but if he stops, he's probably going to quit.
yeah, he doesn't need brother. He needs to be found done, because when you've been doing something that long and then you just decide to sit down and forget it, you're done. The day he sits down and stops, it'll be the last day. Let him run the cows.
Trey said not as many and not as big as we have. JIT said that.
Hey, Will. I've thought about, you know, trying to invest in a small feed operation, but the EPA gets in on those really hard now. So you've got to have the right kind of drainage, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do that, and your runoff can't go into anything like this, and blah 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 blah. It's a real pain in the butt.
Well, and they're trying to pass the law that you can't have more than, what is it, 200 head or something?
Yeah.
Whatever that law is, they're trying to make it where nobody can have a herd.
Yeah. And, you know, if they wanted it to be like that, they shouldn't have made it impossible for small farmers, because all these empty houses that are falling down around here, those used to be small mom and pop dairies and cattle operations and stuff, where the people were running, 12 dairy cows or 50 feeder calves, where that's how it was working. They're the ones that killed that stuff. And that's a good friend of mine. That's how he went, so. That's James. I mean, he was scared to death he was going to go not knowing who he was, and well, he didn't. So the one thing that I was, I don't know. The one thing that I love doing the most in all the different trades that I've been involved in my life was actually also the thing that I was probably the best at. But that sucks. I developed my body developed an allergy to zinc. And actually, I had so much zinc in my bloodstream that basically had to quit.
Yankee watchdog came in.
Hey, Yankee Watchdog, I could take a flat piece of metal and build anything you wanted out of it. Well, within reason. Depending on what equipment I had available. If I had the right equipment, I could build anything. It's called sheet metal mechanic. I love working sheet metal. I have 3 anvils, and I have sheet metal anvils. I have tenors hammers. If in a perfect world, I would have a well, actually, I would be tickled pink just to have a 4-foot roller, Pittsburgh machine, and I'd like to have a crimping roller too. And then keep wanting to say an 8-foot brake, but I know an 8-foot brake. I want a 10-foot brake, a 10-foot sheet metal brake. That would do literally 90% of everything a guy in the sheet metal shop needs done.
You have an answer to that video.
Yeah, about the amble? Yes. I'm actually got rounding up the stuff to finish out my forge. China Mart has some cinder block pavers or whatever, so I can finish your sidewalk out. I'm gonna pick some of those up tomorrow. FYI. So where we are walking at in the yard, we can all be on the same page so I can get my grass to grow. And I will try not to break this sidewalk, okay? I broke her side. I made her a sidewalk and then I broke it. Wasn't on purpose. I actually really enjoy running a forge and doing all that stuff. I've actually started increasing my metalworking tools the last little bit. I want to get a propane forge. I never thought I'd really want one, but I got to use one the other day. Well, you missed that one. C103. There you go, Chipper. That's a skill. Oh man, I took a half-inch stainless steel rod and made a Viking utility knife out of it. I heated it up, compressed the end of it. If you take a steel rod, and then heat up the end of it, and then drop it on the anvil, it will actually drive the metal up, and it'll compact. So you keep heating it, and you keep dropping it, and the end that was a half an inch or whatever will actually swell up to 5/8 or better. You can keep going as much as you want to. Anyway, and then you can draw it out and you make the knife blade on that end, and then you start working behind that, and you take the half-inch of steel and you drag it out to a lot thinner. It's there's a picture of of that particular knife on my channel intro video. That that little bitty knife took me, I think, 6 or 7 hours swinging a hammer. Just so I could give it to somebody for a birthday. And it was actually hard to give it to her because I was finished with it. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Because after you get it close, that particular kind of stainless, it's not it doesn't quench. It won't get hard. I mean, it will, but it won't get as hard as if after you get it to a certain point, then you just keep it warm. You don't work it hot. You work it warm, and you can literally harden it by beating on it with a hammer. So the blade part of it, the last hour of it was just me just continually tapping it to get the blade to harden. It's weird. Yeah, no. Yeah, and Trey, I'm actually making another one of those. Well, it's going to be a little longer than the one I made for you, but same basic design. Well, that I made that you won in the giveaway. No, I can't say as I've watched that one, Trey. So. Sid's that witch knife? Oh yeah, I forgot about that silly little thing. Yeah, I made a knife out of a 1-inch paddle bit. Did I get that to you? Sorry, I bet I make stuff. I don't even keep it. It's weird. If I buy something, I don't ever want to let it go. But if I make something, I look for a place for it. I try to find it a new home almost right away. Yes. NF and W. Stainless steel is a pain in the butt. No, thank you. My preferred metal of choice is actually mystery metal. I did buy some blanks for. I want to make some. I'm actually going to try to sell some knives. I've never done that before. So we'll see. I need to get back there and stay on it and get it done. But cool says that, man, and I apologize for not remembering that. Dude, I've sent people machetes, skinning knives, butcher knives, broadheads, which are actually a pain in the butt to make, by the way. Hammers. Hammers are a pain in the neck, too. I never figured I was all that good at blacksmithing, so I just make stuff and gives away. Hey, Tron. I like using plow steel. Plow steel makes really good knives. I mean, I actually want to try Damascus, but I don't want to try doing Damascus until I have a trip hammer. And so far, no luck on finding a trip hammer that I can afford. I mean, there's guys in this chat room that'll throw down $3,000 or $4,000 for a rifle scope. I'm not going to throw down $300 for a trip hammer, and that's something I can use from now on. I'm not going to buy a scope that costs more than my rifle to stick on top of it. I mean, I would really like to have one, but I can't, I can't justify it. I don't, and see, in F&W, see, you spend a whole lot more time investing your brain in this stuff than I do. Couldn't tell you who won the World Series last year either. So there's that. And I couldn't tell you if there was a World Series last year. Put it this way, my brain doesn't work like everybody else's does. So it's literally live in my own world, which can be a problem sometimes. And see everybody else's world. Yeah, and then me and the missus, we actually want some comms, but everybody and their dog says to do something different, so we don't know who's telling us the truth. And then when you ask somebody and they start spewing all these numbers and this and this and this and everything. Man, I just want to know which freaking handheld radio I need to buy. I want you to tell me which one. Which one has the decent range? He's not going to get me in trouble with the feds. That stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to go get licensed just to have a radio.
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm not going to start throwing antennas up in trees and stuff so I can hit repeaters. Those, I'd like to have the ones they have at BTSR, honestly. Those things do a pretty good job of bouncing. Well, they have to hit the repeater. But, I mean, they can hit a repeater at 1.5 miles. So. The steel that I bought for my knives is $10.95. I don't want to be a ham operator.
Carrier pigeon might not be a bad idea.
Carrier pigeon might be a good idea. Because, you can not only kill the messenger, but you can kill and eat the messenger. Location Alpha has fallen. Send reinforcements. Just eat the pigeon, man. Take the loss. Sorry, yeah, we've thought about getting a CB base station and then a couple of handheld CBs, but then you can't have your own frequency. You know, anybody on a Citizens Band radio on any of the channels can listen to your chatter. Which is, you know, okay, I guess, honestly. But I don't think you can run a Citizens Band through a repeater. So. Well, yeah, but seeing that, people say stuff like that all the time. I mean, yeah, you can bend this rule, you can bend that rule. It's
I don't want to be a target.
Yeah, I don't want to be a target for anything, and it's kind of hard to tell everybody you should do what the Bible says if I'm going to go out there and break the part of the Bible where it says to follow the rules of the land. Well, I know you can you can program your radios to a frequency that aren't channels 1 through 40 on the Citizens Band stuff. And you're right, Ade, it is. I mean, we've thought about it. I mean, I used to keep a CB in my truck and till Mr. 18-wheeler keyed the mic and blew my radio up. And I've thought about getting the bow thing and we just keep it and use it. But therein you have to have the license, which means you have to have a license. I thought they came, just one of them came in.
Yeah. There's like 570 brands, and that's, I mean, don't know what's good brand, what's not a good brand.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, it's like trying to search through YouTube to figure out what it is and stuff. I mean, it's like if you go by what YouTube says, I mean, there's no flashlight out there for survival like the Oli. I really don't think they're that good. You know, I just it's not. I'm not saying I could get the ham radio license. I mean, it's not hard.
Why?
But that's the thing. I mean, um, exactly right now, I mean, I use the phone. So, um, my brother was into the radios and stuff like that. And I always thought it was cool, but not to the point where I wanted to sit there and try to get people to answer me on the other end of the radio, however many miles away. We lived just north of Post, and he would talk to guys. And I mean, if he was really, really lucky, he could bounce guys out of Alabama. So, skip, bounce, whatever, Yankee, I don't know. Didn't happen often, but he could get every once in a while. He'd get all excited about it and everything. They're from Alabama. Yeah, that's the deal now. Chip is be better off taking a class in Spanish, and I've actually considered it. Um, my very limited Spanish vocabulary is not going to keep me out of trouble. I've gone through and done all the paperwork and stuff and got licensed for a few different things. Um, and it's yeah, nothing. I don't guess anything wrong with it. It's just I guess I need to quit calling myself a prepper. Call myself a survivalist. I'm a little bit more old school and all that big brother thinking than a lot of people are. Trey, I don't think you're as stupid as you think you are, brother. Takes a whole lot more knowledge to. I mean, raising cows ain't no dummies game, that's for sure.
Let's say hi to Lance.
Hi, Lance. Hey, Lance, show your mom the duck cart. She likes the duck cart. It's her favorite. She told me the other day. She said
She really likes it when you drive it on her head.
she said it was like getting a massage just driving that around on her. It's like the best thing ever for her. She was telling me the other day we were talking on the phone. She loves that car. I'm glad you like it too. I'm looking for one that's an elephant. Yeah. I can start a fist fight in Spanish. Do that.
He asked him to come play Monster Truck.
I mean, dude, that's like my favorite game. We had a whole stack. Where are all of that anyway? Hold on, Lance. I'll be right back, man. Oh, the monster trucks are under the porch or something. Why is there a dog in the house? Got a big dump truck. What else I got? That one doesn't. This one doesn't count. It's a loader. But yes, I play with these. This is like the dumbest taxi cab ever. Who stepped on my car? Zoom, zoom. Oh, it's all right there. Where it is now, anyway.
Looks like a Prius.
Oh. Did you just call? It's a Lamont. Oh, you mean the taxi? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a Honda. No, it's a Subaru. It's a Subaru taxi. This is just some of them.
Which one's your favorite?
Which, man, I don't. Those two. I want one of these for the really reals.
Yours takes too much fuel.
Yeah. It's a CUDA. There's a yellow one of like the ones up there. He's saying, yes, we could play cars, Lance. I'm telling you, man. And that's just one bag of them. It was real easy to satisfy the kids. I want to tell you, go pick out 3 Hot Wheels. Boom. Man, they would be over there going through Hot Wheels for hours. They would just leave you alone. And they would always come back. The boys they'd come back. And they'd each have 3 that they picked out. And then they would each have one that they said, well, these are the ones we want, but I want to get this one for brother. And like, what are you supposed to do, man? You know you're getting jerked around. But they're approaching it in the right way. They're getting you to help their brother out. So, um, anyway, there's been a lot of Hot Wheels. Go to the Hot Wheels graveyard. Oh, also nice. So that's a nice truck. All right, buddy. Don't make me go crawl under the porch. I'm trying. Which dog drug the monster trucks under the house?
Well, how should I know?
Well, Hank. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I just thought the kids had put them up, but that's funny. I have grandkids. But, got a 75 F-150 with 36-inch rims, which are 54-inch tires or something like that. To scale.
He was sitting here making car sound.
It's yeah. Here, I'll let him see these. Oh, I'll let him see one of them. Oh, it's been up there a while. I'm gonna have to dust it off for a show. This is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it through the plastic. This is it's a 68 Dodge Dart. Looks like it's got a 3-inch rake. One thing I don't like, they show it with low profiles. Which dates the Hot Wheel to the 80s. Or 90s, I mean. Anyway. What are we talking about? Oh, apparently the house is being surrounded by unwelcome visitors again. I was talking to myself the other day. I do that frequently when I'm by myself. And actually, no. I was talking to my daughter. I started the conversation in my head, and then me and the daughter got started talking. And I don't need one, but man, I really want to build me another light car. I just would really like to build me one more fast car. I don't want to build a muscle car though. I don't want to do that. The most fun I ever had was in. I used to take the 70s model Toyotas and turn them into Let's Be Stupid cars. Oh, trust me, the Gophers are looking right now. If I could get between I don't know, a 73 and a 78 Celica, I would take a Celica. But actually, most of the ones I built were Corollas. Corolla, you can do everything with a Corolla you can do with a Celica, but it's a sleeper. People are like, you just whoop my butt in grandma's car. Yeah. Sorry. I actually saw one the other day. I was like, oh man, that would be a blast. I wouldn't want to have to get in and out of it though. It was an MG. So, and see, I've had a couple of muscle. Well, I've had more than one. I've had more than a couple, but it's just that's a lot of go fast and no real drive. I mean, you can't really drive them. RX-7s are quick, but they were death traps, honestly. My brother-in-law runs was that a 65? A 65 Chevy too. And I could be wrong on that. It's a 60 something. Could be newer than that. Rob thinks I'm joking, but man, he's that Impala he's got. If we can find the title or whatever, I will fully restore that thing. It's an 80 model Impala, and the only thing that would make it better is if it was a 72 two-door. It's the only Chevy product I've ever truly been in love with is the Impala. That's it. It's just damn. I mean, they're classic as I'll get out, I think. Celicas can be quick, but you can tweak a 1800 to do nearly everything that a 22R will. Stock. Now you can take the 22R and you can tweak it to make it do. You can't get this stuff out of them like you can the newer engines. Well, you can, but you'll blow them up eventually. Biggest thing is if you can put a custom intake on them and switch from a Toyota carburetor to anything. The last Celica I drove had twin carbs on it. It was pretty fun to drive. Actually, it's a bitch to tune the carbs, but I've been out of that so long. I don't know if I could make one run now or not. bunch of my friends were into Mustangs, and I wasn't into the Mustangs. I mean, I was always a Ford guy or whatever, and I always thought Mustangs were cool, but I wanted a Mustang. I wanted a 64.5 or a 65 Mustang, 66. I wanted an old Mustang, but I wanted it. I didn't want it to be a drag car. I just wanted, 3-speed with a little 6 in it, man. All was good to go. I just wanted the pretty car. There are so many old trucks setting out in pastures between here and the coast. It's not even funny. And I saw 30s, 40s, 50s trucks just sitting out in tall grass all over the place out there. It makes you sick, honestly. All right, Carol, be good. Good luck on finding a bus that you can afford, too.
Right, still on the page?
I missed something. Oh, the microchip shortages. I wish they'd start. Well, they won't start building the analog trucks back, man. I was watching. I don't know why it come up in my. I guess because all the trying to figure out about comms and stuff like that. There was mobile phones in the 40s. Good night, Trey. Be blessed, brother. I mean, literal like mobile telephones. You could get in your car in the 40s. And I thought I was a badass for having a bag phone. I love that thing, man. That was my first business phone, actually. Big old bag phone. We carried that thing with us everywhere. I actually tried to get them to turn it back on, and they wouldn't do it. Because it's got a lot further range than a digital cell phone. Triple your range on an analog radio phone. But with it being analog,
Yeah, the Motorola brick in the bag.
pretty much, yeah. Is mostly battery. Yeah, well, they're pushing everything to go electric and whatever. The biggest mistake you can make in any part of the world is to go total electric on your heating.
Well, what are you going to do with all them batteries?
Yeah, what are you going to do with the batteries?
You can't dispose of them.
And where are you going to get the stuff to build all those batteries? You have to strip mine third world countries to get the stuff to build your battery. So, and you're only looking at, you know, I think the best that they can do now is an hour and a half at highway speeds. I mean, that's the best they can do. When did we get that bag phone? The boys were walking. I guess it would have been 98. Well, it doesn't matter, you know. Unless you're driving a Prius, the all that fuel you got stored and stuff to keep your vehicle running and stuff ain't gonna last anyway. Just because you can make it last and burn in your car and stuff longer in storage doesn't mean that it's gonna keep its octane. And gas goes bad. So a year into it, didn't matter how much you started out with. Diesel lasts longer. Last vehicle rolling will be a diesel. It's probably one of the biggest mistakes made with all the engineering was going, because gasoline was easier. Diesel just made more sense. Then again, that's just me. How many thumbs down I got on this? Oh wow, that's surprising. Yeah, show up. Anyways, not really am a pretty easygoing guy. Just there's, you know, enough's enough. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with this coming statement, but there comes a time when you're in your life when you need to grow up. The end.
Comment got deleted. Depending on what it was, sometimes Google.
Yeah, Google will delete comments.
Nobody deleted it on this.
Yeah, nobody deleted it on this end.
Can lithium batteries be recycled?
I believe so, but it's not cheap. You're not allowed to throw them away. Some batteries you actually have to pay for them to take them, and that's still at the state. they're talking, oh, solar this, solar that. Yeah. But energy independence requires you to be able to store your own energy. Solar cannot produce on demand energy. Natural gas, coal, diesel, whatever, can produce electricity on demand. Even hydroelectric, to a degree, can control their output. You can't in wind to a degree, but solar is either making electricity or it's not. NiCad battery can be, any battery can be recycled. It's just the matter of, what do you do with the toxic waste from the recycling? That you're not allowed to talk about that. And they're blurring the lines between clean and renewable energy. They haven't come up with clean energy yet. Clean is no carbon footprint, no landfill, no deforestation, no strip mining. Okay? They haven't come up with clean energy yet. Renewable energy is a fallacy because that just means that you're not taking something that there's a limited supply of. That's all renewable means. All of the wood pulp power plants and stuff like that, those are considered renewable energy plants. They're literally taking trees that could be used for lumber or carbon storage, cutting them down, chopping them into wood pulp. I mean, literally just perfectly good lumber tree, grinding it up and burning it instead of coal. And only, a wood pulp plant can only produce about a third of what a coal plant can produce. The same process, more expensive. Later, C103. I'm going to get out of here pretty quick, too. Been on here for over 2 hours. Well, 4 minutes now. It'll be 2.5 hours. That if you really want to make a dent and be green and all that stuff, quit consuming so much energy. It's not the way you do it. And that's, you do it. You can't force other people to. Yeah. But that solar debate, I'm wore out on it. The people for solar aren't going to change their mind. The people for renewables don't want to know the truth. The people backing the blanketing of perfectly good food producing soil with solar panels don't get it. Yes. My dream car is a 72 Impala 3-door. Ow. A black one. So, anyway. That's it for me, folks. I'm gonna get out of here. I already aggravated enough of my subscribers. Um, I You patrons or whatever y'all care, because I'm gonna do at least once a week. I'm gonna do just the patrons only live stream, and we can talk over there. But on that one, I'll try to put it up at least a few hours before it's time for it or whatever. Bring something to the side chat when you show up. You know, let's talk. That you're paying to be there, so as long as you're not insanely vulgar or insultive, hateful, then bring it on. There won't be no. Well, actually, it'll be through YouTube. So
Bring toy cars and snacks.
Yeah, bring toy cars and snacks, and everything will be good. You are very welcome for the playing trucks. I might do a live stream of just me playing toy trucks with the kids. Never know. So I guess my grandkids may be lucky they don't live closer to me, because I probably would have already built them a bicycle to get hurt on. It's just fun. It's fun to do that. So, how to work, Abe? That's the one. Love and light. That's the one. Keep an eye out on Wes S the Real One. Tuesday or Wednesday night, I'll do a Bible study. So, yeah. Love you, people. You're still alive. Do not die. Do something nice for somebody, even if it hurts. Yeah. It's not going to kill you. Well, if it's going to kill you, then don't do that.